Hey everybody, got some music going. I hope you can hear it all right. This is my buddy and our creative director, uh, Stefan. Some music that he just produced on his new album that you can find on Spotify called Amor Mia Fate. It's pretty good, huh? What's up? So, we're gonna let some folks join here, and then we're gonna get into it. Are y'all ready to get into it? I'm ready to get into it. As you can see, I have a little different surroundings. I'm back at Rythmia, down here in the tropics. Hey, Kate. Welcome from Byron Bay, Australia. So great to see you. Thank you so much. And Anthony, my brother, thank you for joining. All right, so I'm gonna turn this music down here a little bit and see what we can get into. I'm gonna also pull this up on my phone so I can see more comments, because sometimes I don't get as many comments on the Facebook. Somehow the algorithm doesn't show. Hey Jen, oh thank you, Rodney and Hussein and Arkin and Susie. Thank you so much. Hey Autumn, Mia, love you all. Thank you for joining. So okay, today is a good day. Walden, hello. Thank you for joining. Today's a good day. Why is it a good day? Because we're alive. We're awake. We're aware. We're here. We have another chance. Almas, hello. Wow, you guys, thank you so much. So excited to have you all here. So, all right. Nushin coming from Houston. Hello, and you're coming on November 14th. That's going to be a great week. Giovanni Bartolomeo will be here. Thank you, Nushin. Sarah, thank you for joining us. Wow. All right. People are just joining in. Yes, Zoltan, Russell, thank you, thank you, thank you. Say hi. Throw something in the comments so I can see you and say hello. But all right, you guys ready to get into this? Let's get into this. Talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Like, what's up with that, right? Like, why is it even important? Why is it important that there's a divine masculine and divine feminine? So here's what I want to talk about, because we're not talking about genitals. We're not talking about gender. We're talking about, hey Dorota, hi Sarah. We're talking about energy. And if you've been to Rythmia, and not even if you've been to Rythmia, you know that there are times when you feel more or less aggressive, more passive. You feel more or less firm, sometimes more flexible, right? These are different aspects of this divine energy. We call it divine because it is a universal energetic. The Tao Te Ching says, in the beginning there was one, and one became two, and from two there were three. So this is the process of a singular source. In the beginning there was one, and the one became two. Then there was some division, but it's still, apparent dichotomy is still resolved into the one. And then from that we were able to create. So, hey Cam, Damien, Melissa, everybody. So this is the process of creation. We need bipolar. No, we need binary opposition in this realm. And all binary opposition resolves itself into hey Karen from California that loves Rythmia, resolves itself into singularity. And the greatest potential of our humanness is met when we can harmonize apparent disparities. Think about the greatest potential in our current political system. If we could harmonize these oppositional forces, how much more powerful would we be? Same thing within ourselves. And the Hermetic principle is as within, so without. As we can't find peace in the world if we can't be at peace with ourselves. So our goal in all spiritual growth is to harmonize the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark, the different polarities that we experience, right? It's not about getting rid of anger. It's about harmonizing the anger with the peace. It's not about getting rid of sadness. It's about harmonizing the sadness with the joy. All of these apparent disparities. Hey, Jay's coming in February 2021. Woohoo! We're so excited. I'll talk a little bit at the end about Rythmia's opening plans, but I'm just thrilled that you guys are here. So without further ado, our greatest potential as humans is met in our incorporation and balancing of all. Sandy Manuel, hi, sister, my spiritual nurse, balancing all of these polarities within us. And so it is with the masculine and feminine, equally inherent in both men and women. Are these patterns and thought forms and ways of being that that are complementing energies, and we each carry these energies within us, and they're made up not only of our past experiences, but the past experiences of generations before us. There was a really cool study done. I believe it was at Emory University. I heard this from Satguru, so I'm hearing it from him. But I really liked the study that he talked about, and it was that they did the study on rats, and they took a cherry scented cheese, and they gave it to the rats, and every time the rats went for the cherry scented cheese, they got an electric shock. And they kept doing it until finally the rats, guess what? They didn't go for the cherry scented cheese no mo. So then they watch this, and the next generation and the next generation and the next generation, up to 7 generations afterwards, didn't go for cherry scented cheese. And they even kept the rats separate in case there was like some sort of learning program, like, hey man, you do not want that cherry scented cheese. Nacho cheese, baby. Nacho. So this habit was transferred for 7 generations in rats. So can you imagine how our relationship to masculine and feminine aspects of our own being are brought down not only from our own experiences with what masculine and feminine mean, but also generationally what it means from a whole societal level. Now, look, here's the thing. We do not see mature, divine masculine and divine feminine. You could replace the divine with mature masculine and mature feminine, right? So here's the deal. We have not seen mature masculine and mature feminine at any time in human history. The patriarchy really began. We kind of switched from a matriarchal society to a patriarchal society around the 2nd millennium BC. Hey, Karen. Michael Stewart, you heard this talk, baby. So kind of switched from the divine, from a matriarchal structure to a patriarchal structure around the 2nd millennium BC. And so we've never seen, and patriarchy is not mature masculinity. Patriarchy is rule by power. And so here's what I want to bring forth today. First of all, masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. We're talking about power dynamics and what happens when people have power. So far, it's been, you look at the Me Too movement, and it's the men. It's the men that have been in power. However, there have been ample cases of women that are in power that operate under the same guise of dominance and aggression and abuse and violence and acting out behavior against others and oscillating between weakness and abuse. Those qualities have been seen in both men and women. And there was a woman who wrote an article in the New Yorker in October of 2019. And she noted these various instances of women in positions of power in high corporate levels in the boardroom. And because there's so few women allowed, have broken that glass ceiling, that they actually kept their foot on the neck of other women because there's this sense of lack, like there's not enough to go around. So they're suppressing other women. Hey, Jay. Hey, John from Scotland. Hello, hello, hello. Laddie. Good to see you, brother. So listen, the point is that up to this point, since the second century BC, it's been the patriarchy, and the patriarchy is not a representation of mature masculinity. The patriarchy is a representation of boy psychology, which is based on dominance and abuse. And the feminist critique of the patriarchy is also a critique of that a masculinity is essentially abusive. But masculinity, mature masculinity, is not abusive. Mature masculinity is gentle and logic-based, reason-based. It's actionable, taking action. It can be firm, and it's rooted in survival. There's loyalty, there's adventure, there's rationality, there's strength. These are the qualities of a mature masculinity, not win at all cost, dominance, aggression, acting out, assertiveness, aggressiveness. No, that's not mature. That's boy psychology. That's Lord of the Flies psychology. That's what happens when we don't have initiations to bring us into awareness of what it is to be a mature man and a mature woman. But we're talking, so the qualities, mature masculine, divine masculine, mature feminine, divine feminine, these are the elevated qualities of the energies of masculinity and femininity that we all have. And we're talking about the power dynamics. Now, the patriarchy is an attack on both the mature masculine and the mature feminine. Look at our current political environment. It's an attack on anybody who wishes to be mature about what's happening in the world, isn't going to thrive in the current political structure. What we are missing is a deep connection to the mature masculinity that's being blocked by the patriarchy and by the feminist critique of the patriarchy, right? Because you can't just say, men are abusive. It's not about, that's just a reversal of the same sort of aggression and acting out. What we're talking about is mature masculinity and mature femininity have never been active on the planet. And our job is to harmonize those qualities within ourselves so that we can then harmonize those qualities in life. So, and it's being blocked, mature masculine and mature feminine, being blocked by the lack of appropriate initiation rites for young men and young women. It used to be back in the day, before the Industrial Revolution, young boys worked with their fathers and their grandfathers and their uncles and a whole group of mature men from the community out in the field or in an area where they were with other mature men who had then instructed them into ways of what it is to be a mature man, to be logical and reasonable and actionable and firm and survive and how to survive and how to be loyal to each other and how to be adventurous and how to be rational and how to be strong, right? All of the qualities of a loving, mature masculinity. Now, we get to the Industrial Revolution, and what happens is we get we get a distant father. Right now, the father's work is taken out of the home and into the office. The child is left in the care of the women, and there's not so much of that maturation process. And when the father gets home, he's tired, so the father becomes distant in the Industrial Revolution and in modernity. And now in the postmodern world, in our times, you see the rise of the absent father, total immature masculine, shirking responsibility and leaving. Absent. And now the young boy's initiation into what it is to be a man is, first of all, through the woman. It's through the mother's eyes of what masculinity is. And the second aspect is pseudo initiations in fraternities and military and sports, right? These are all important groups, right? But they're not the real initiation of what it is to be a mature man. There's still a lot of aggression and abuse within those within those organizations. Those aren't real initiatory organizations. So what that means is, because there's no ritualized initiation like there used to be back in ancient times, or the delivery of the masculine and feminine ideals by groups of older, mature men and women to the young people, it's up to us now to undergo our own initiation. Guess what? You can do that at Rythmia. Yes, you can. You can do that at Rythmia, because ayahuasca is an initiation. Ayahuasca is an initiation into the harmonization of the qualities within us, the light and the dark, the good and the bad, the sad and the happy, the joyful and the discordant, the harmony and the discord. All of it is ayahuasca is one initiation ritual. Meditation, joining in with high-minded individuals on your own spiritual path of movement and meditation and yoga and service, and all of these things are initiating you into the ability of harmonizing and balancing the various disparate energies within us. We cannot connect to the mature masculine until we let go of the patriarchy. And how hard is that? It's hard. The people in the front of the room, they can see the board just fine. And it's really hard to be thinking about the people in the back of the room who can't see as well. And I don't want to give up my seat if I'm in the front. How do we give up our connection to the patriarchal self and the other wounding behaviors that tend to happen? Now, I want to say one thing here, that balancing these qualities does not mean that they're always in harmony. Because sometimes you don't want to be gentle and passive. Sometimes you need to be aggressive, right? But if you come from a balanced place, then you know, all right, now's the time for me to be a little bit more firm and a little bit less gentle, a little bit more geared towards survival and a little bit less concerned about my personal self-expression. So let me go through the mature feminine qualities: intuition, nurturing, healing, gentleness, expressiveness, wisdom, patience, emotional reality, an emotional-based reality, and flexible, right? Those are some of the qualities of the divine or mature feminine. And they intertwine, right? Like a mature masculine would be intuitive and logical. A mature feminine would be intuitive and logical. They're the balancing intuition and logic, reason and nurturing, action and healing, firmness and gentleness, survival and expression, loyal and wise, adventurous and patient, rational and emotional, strong and flexible. This is the harmonization of the mature masculine and feminine within each of us. And what I was saying was, we want to be balanced, but it doesn't mean that we're always balanced. It means there might be a time when I need to be a little bit more patient, but there might be a time when I need to be a little bit more actionable, right? Just depends, because we don't want to be nurturing to somebody who's out to hurt somebody else. We don't want to be nurturing to white supremacy, to any sort of damaging of another, any sort of other acting behavior, right? There's a time when I need to be firm. No, I'm not up for that. I'm going to stand for openness and inclusivity. That's what we're going to do. Here's another way to do that. Mother Teresa said, was asked to march in a anti-war rally, and she declined. And she said, if you hold a peace rally, I'll join, right? So this is the key, right? We want to be for something. I don't want to be against anything. Against is resistance, but I'm for inclusivity. I'm not against white supremacy. I'm for inclusivity, and I'm going to be firm that I'm not going to tolerate that's unacceptable to me, right? That's how we begin to harmonize the masculine and feminine within us. So there is a little bit of a discussion on what it is to be masculine and feminine and the maturity of them and what our own personal initiations are. So I want to give you a meditation to do. Like, first of all, if you aren't meditating, I want to invite you to start meditating. 2 minutes a day. Sit down and breathe deeply. Sit down and breathe deeply. Take a deep inhalation. Hold it. Take it and a full release. Take a deep inhalation. Hold it. And a full release. One more time. Take a deep inhalation. Hold it. And a full release. Just doing that, just taking 3 breaths. Notice the change in your body temple. Notice how just 3 breaths with consciousness can change your physical being. And then, this is the meditation I want to offer you. It's very simple. You place your hands with your thumb and forefingers together and your palms open. Place them up in your lap. And close your eyes and breathe in. And as you breathe in, you say, I am strong. And as you exhale to yourself, I am flexible. As you inhale, you could choose another quality. I am wise. And as you exhale, I am loyal. I am wise, I am strong, I am flexible. I am wise, I am strong. So inhale, I am wise. Exhale, I am flexible. Inhale, I am strong. Exhale, I am wise. Just repeat that for 2 minutes. Just pick any qualities. I am loving. I am joyful. I am wise. I am intelligent. Pick these qualities. For if you're new to meditation, start with 2 minutes. Then move to 5 minutes. Just before you, like in the morning, get up, brush your teeth, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, and sit down. Put your feet on the floor and think about all that you have to be grateful for. And I know people say that. Think about, write a gratitude journal. It's a great idea. But when you really, a lot of times I'm like in a bad mood and I'm like, I right now I'm not grateful for anything. Like I'm pissed, right? But really think about it. Like I have 10 fingers. Well, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. But I have my hands. I can pick stuff up like this beautiful crystal, right? I have hands. I can see. I have 2 eyes. Close your eyes and try and walk around your room for 5 minutes, right? And people who don't have sight, they find things to be grateful for. People who don't have hands, they find things to be grateful for. But you, the majority of us, are so blessed to be able to move around. We could get up and walk around. We could set the temperature in the shower to just the way we like it. Like really get mundane. If you can't find anything to be grateful for, get mundane. Like I have a bed. I have a car. I don't care if it's a 1972 Celica. I guess in 72 they were Datsuns. But I don't care if it's a Gremlin. You got a car. And if you don't have a car, you got public transportation. And if you don't have public transportation, I got a bike. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So start your morning with a couple of things you can be grateful for and breathe in and out with a couple of qualities that you want to create today. For me today, my qualities were clarity, right action, deep surrender, vibrant health and wholeness. So those are the intentions that I set for today. My intention for today is clarity and right action, meaning like I got stuff to do. I got to get moving. And deep surrender, meaning even though I have to get in action, I have to be in action about stuff, I also want to be surrendered to the flow of God, the flow of the divine, and let it lead me. And that's deep surrender. Vibrant health and wholeness, baby. I'm all about vibrant health and wholeness. Okay. So those are my intentions. And and I would encourage you to find some qualities that you would like to. Thank you, Diane. Oh, that was really sweet. I'm grateful for you too. Find some qualities and just breathe in and out. Just breathe in and out. I am strong. I am flexible. I am patient. I am wise. I am strong. I am flexible. I am patient. I am wise. That's it for 2 minutes. Start. And then come back next week. If you're just starting to meditate, come back next week and let me know how it goes. And so I'm thinking we're at like 25 minutes. This is a good time to say thank you so much for joining us. A little info about the divine masculine and divine feminine. I just want to say, I know that you are led, each one of you on this call, on this Facebook Live, is led to an ever-increasing good. An ever-increasing good. That means that spirit is expansive, therefore your life is expansive, and it keeps increasing, and the goodness flows more and more through you. You become more and more open and available, a channel for the divine goodness that is everywhere present to be expressing more and more in your life. That's ever-increasing good. And that you are led to ever-widening fields of awareness. The field of your awareness increases in scope. You become aware of increased dimensions of intelligence and wisdom that you can access. So an ever-widening field of awareness and an ever deeper connection with Source. That you are connected more and more to the divine universal flow of goodness that flows in, through, and as everything, and that you open up more and more to it. So my blessing today is that you are experiencing an ever-increasing good. I know that you're experiencing an ever-increasing good, that ever-widening fields of awareness, and an ever deeper connection with the source of all of life. Thank you. Come see us at Rythmia. We're going to be open November 1st, and for people with existing reservations, if you had reservations before, and we're accepting new reservations now for 2021. So check us out. Call the number, click the link, come see us. We got new pool, new furniture, new everything, baby. Come check it out. We love you. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.